I said, what's that? Who there? Whoa.
It's fascinating to think that, you met your co-founder, someone that you didn't previously know, but also you weren't seeking someone that had a specific experience in an area or idea you were already pursuing, right? It was just seems like serendipity. You met him, and then based on his knowledge of that particular space, you guys went all in. And I'd love you to talk about that versus, sometimes people, they rely on friends, family, or like a trusted person that's recommended, or they have an idea that they're deeply focused on and they try to find a partner who either has industry expertise or functional expertise. So just talk about that a little bit and how it's been so far for you.
Yeah, I mean, co-founder dating is probably one of the hardest parts of building a business. And I would recommend that you do have a co-founder when you start a business. I can't imagine life without my two co-founders. I think it would be much harder. But I think there are sort of three key things that I thought about when deciding if Greg and I were right to work together. And the first was whether our goals in starting the business were aligned. And I'll just list them out. The first is whether our goals were aligned. The second is whether our sort of values were aligned and how we thought about operating the business. And the third is whether we had complementary skill sets. So, in terms of the first thing, goals, like to your point, neither of us really knew about office furniture. I would say that, we both had a passion for real estate and the built environment, but like this was sort of an oblique way of taking that on. So it's not like we shared this passion for this business or anything. I think we were both just really drawn to building like a business, period, and wanting to understand like how to lead people and create a culture, an organization that could thrive and grow. And so there was something intrinsic about our desire, I think, to start something, and it felt authentic. It wasn't just about the money. It was just that we really felt like this would be something that we both it would be the way that we could both kind of be the best versions of ourselves. And we sussed this out over like many beers. Like, just why are we doing this? Like, what is it for you? Is it just the money? Is it something else? And so I think in terms of motivations, we had similar motivations. We just loved kind of this idea of doing this for ourselves. And then we also did share this love for real estate generally. In terms of values, this one like is definitely a bit tougher, but it comes down to like, I would say you asked the question, would you work for this person if they were hiring you, and vice versa? And do you think you'll learn from them? And do you think like they're nice? I think is such an underrated factor. Like, there's someone that you'll be kind of constantly interacting with for the next like several years. And so, again, sussed out over many beers, like just like what we valued, who we were as people. Yeah, it was like sort of, shotgun dating. But I think in some ways, you can be even more explicit about those things than if you're starting a company with someone you've known for a while. You can just get right into the meat and just ask, like, what do you care about when you're running a business? How do you manage people? And then complementary skill sets is kind of, I think, the obvious one where you don't want to get in each other's way. And so with Greg and I and our third co-founder, Verity, it's interesting because we're all kind of non-technical. Like, we're not, none of us are sort of obviously a dev and obviously a business guy, but we all have different things we care about. Like, I'm definitely the more product focused person on the team. Greg is definitely more into just the operating of the business in general, like, the financials and both of us love fundraising, but we could speak to different aspects of it. And then Verity just really loves like and crushes the details, and she runs our operations. And so we just found that we had a really natural split of responsibilities. And I think that's key because you don't want to be second guessing each other. You just want to take on what you have to take on and get it done.